Okay. Okay, Maria, can you tell me one characteristic or one characteristic can be physical or personality to describe yourself? Ah, pues I'm tall and intelligent. Very good. Okay, no sé, Carlos. Give me one example for of two adjectives to describe yourself. Ah, pues I'm fast and I am tall. Okay, excellent, very good. Sebastian, one thing that you are very good at. Pues I'm very good at football. Excellent, very good. No sé quién más era. Jamieson, tell me one thing that you are not very good at. Ah, pues mathematics. Okay, excellent, very good. All right. Now look. This is my neighbor, Lucy. She's the daughter of my next door neighbor. And she's Constanza's best friend, in the neighborhood. Constanza is my daughter. Entonces, I want you to observe her. What can you tell me about her? What does she look like? But she looks very happy. She's enthusiastic. No sé, she looks like that she loves sports, no? She doesn't look like a typical girl, no? She likes probably playing with the boys.
Extroverted.
Extroverted, very good. Como muy, pues yo no diría tomboy, ¿verdad? Pero como muy active, ¿no? All right, excellent, very good. Okay, so guess what? Lucy, listen, Lucy is very good at moving her body. Sports and running and exercise, climbing trees, all these kind of activities are her favorite. She's very good at sports and moving all her body, okay? And for this reason, she's not good at doing things with her hands or quiet activities, like manual activities and tranquil activities. No, she's not good at those kind of things. She doesn't like them, because she needs to be moving all the time, okay? All right, so let's see. Listen. Lucy can skate in the park. Listen. Lucy can skate in the park. She can skate in the park, okay? Chorals, individuals, repetition. Lucy can skate in the park, okay. Lucy can't play the piano. Lucy can't play the piano. Okay, listen. Lucy can't play the piano. Cannot, can't. Cannot, can't. Lucy can't play the piano. Chorals, individuals. Excellent, fantastic. Okay. Can you skate in the living room? No. Can you skate on your bed? No. Can you skate on the street, así, in periférico, in the main avenue? No. Where do you skate? In the park. And to skate, do you need to move all your body or only the hands? No, all your body. Okay. And for playing the piano, do you use all your body to play the piano? Así, you play the piano like this? No. Do you use your hands? Yes. Do you need to sit down? Yes. Entonces, Lucy can or can't play the piano? No, she can't because she likes to move all her body. Huh? The same with knitting and play soccer. Okay? All right. Excellent, kids. Very good. Now, according to these activities, we are going to complete these statements or these sentences about Lucy, okay? Entonces, Lucy is very good at moving her body or moving the hands. No, the body, okay. So she can, what can she do? Pues she can skate and she can play soccer. Just rewrite it here. Okay. Lucy is not good at moving her hands. So she can't knitting or knit. She can knit and play no, and play, yes, play the piano. Okay, entonces knit and play the piano. Excellent. Easy or difficult? No, pues que very easy. Okay, excellent, fantastic. Ahora, open your iPad, take your iPad, and now we are going to play Kahoot. Ay, qué padre, Kahoot, nos encanta, yupi yupi, excellent, okay. So you are going to work individually, okay? And remember that the Kahoot has time, so you need to read carefully and quickly, okay? Yes, all right. Excellent. No, no soy María. Ahora voy a ser Chucha. Ok, voy a poner que soy Anita. Ok, excellent. Very good, Anita. Ok, es que en la mañana fui María. Ok, entonces, individually and quiet, okay? Yes, teacher. Entonces, the children are working with their iPads individually and the teacher is monitoring, ¿no? Choose the correct answer. Pues sí, la rana canta. Híjole, chispas, me equivoqué. Okay. Next. She can draw. No, she can swim. No, she can sing. Excellent. Entonces, I monitor and I find that she did very well. Excellent, Anita. Very good. Keep like that. Okay, Sebastian, sit down. Remember, in silence. Okay, teacher. Entonces, ya. He can draw. Ok, pero yo no me voy a equivocar. Ok. A ver. Observe carefully your pictures, ok. A ver, let's do together the following one, ok. ¿Dónde están los lentes, Anita? Pues es que aquí los dejé. Ok, ponte. Next. All right, excellent. Choose the right sentence. A ver, observe carefully, Anita. The bird. It can swim, it can run, it can jump, or it can fly. Well, can fly, teacher. Excellent, very good. Easy or difficult? Easy. Okay, listen. Observe, okay? Next time you observe. Okay, ya terminaron de jugar. Excellent. Okay, entonces. Now, the Kahoot. Easy or difficult? No, very easy. ¿Podemos jugar otra vez? Yes, for favor, you are going to play again. Okay? Excellent. Okay, now let's recap. Let's summarize. Okay? So now let's complete the sentences again. Okay? These are different. Observe. We use can to say things that I'm good. Ya está resuelto. That I'm good at, teacher. Excellent. All right. So I'm good at, I'm not good at. Okay. We use can't. Que ya estaba resuelto y no se me olvidó borrarlo. Okay. To say things I am not very good at. Excellent, fantastic. Okay, copy these two statements in your notebook, all right? Yes, okay, excellent. Yeah, finish to copy? Yes, excellent, fantastic. Now, listen what you are going to do. Do you remember that at the beginning of the class, you wrote 3 characteristics about yourself? You need to recognize yourself. Yes, and to recognize ourselves, first we need to describe our physical appearance and our personality. But also when I'm describing someone, I can mention what this person can and can't do, okay? So now with the activities that you said you are good at and you are not very good at, you are going to write 1 sentence, okay? Mentioning what can you do and what you cannot do, okay? So write it in your notebook, and for homework, you are going to publish your sentence in classroom. So in the afternoon, I'm going to check it and I'm going to give you feedback, okay? So you have 3 minutes, okay? All right, in your notebook. Who can repeat for me the instructions? A ver, ¿quién era? Samuel, tell me. Repeat the instructions. Pues we have to write 1 sentence by using can and 1 with can't, okay? Very good. Entonces, ya, they start working. I monitor. A ver, Sebastián, ¿dónde vas? Okay, excellent, can, okay? That you are good at. For example, football, you say football. I can playing football. Remember, Lucy can skate. Lucy can skate. Pues I can play football. Excellent. Continue like that. Now we can't. Okay? So I monitor. When they finish, they upload in classroom. Yeah, they deliver the work. Okay? Entonces, I have ya finished. Okay. Now, a ver, ¿quién era? Debbie, tell me 1 thing that you can do. I can draw very well. Excellent, fantastic. Okay, Juan Carlos, tell me 1 thing that you are not good at or you can't do. I can't, no sé, play Roblox. Okay, very good. A ver, Aitana, tell me 1 thing that you can do. I can play basketball. Excellent. A ver, otra niña, ¿cómo se llama esta niña? Isar, tell me 1 thing that you can't do. I can't swim very well. Okay, excellent, fantastic. Okay, so ya is the end of the class. Yeah, goodbye. Adiós, que les vaya bien. Okay. So more or less, así very, very quickly is my class, okay? Now, what we are going to do is to analyze carefully every single activity we did, okay? Remember, we number the activities from 1 to 7, yes? So let's see. In this case, I cannot see you. I can't see the chat. Entonces, please, if you can, open your microphone, okay? Entonces, my first activity was to make a list with 5 adjectives and 3 things they were good at and 3 things they weren't very good at or that found difficult for them. What was the function of language?
Can, cannot, modals.
Pero talking about the teacher, What was the function? My function was prompting, eliciting, correcting, narrating, conveying the meaning, giving instruction. ¿No? Pues in this case, I'm giving instructions, okay? Because I'm explaining and delivering. I have 3 activities. And for example, these activities, when I was thinking about my last group, and they were teenagers, pre-teenagers, and they were in 5th grade. Entonces, I need to tell or explain the instructions one by one. And maybe I may ask someone to repeat, okay? Entonces I was delivering instructions. Very good. When I introduced Lucy, what did I do?
Elicitation?
Exactly. I was eliciting. I was asking them things about Lucy, to know more or less how capable they are to describe a person, the personality and the physical appearance, and also I said the what? The
The context?
Exactly, I said the context. Very good. Now, the next one. In here, bueno, aquí tienen parte de la respuesta, pero I was introducing my models, okay? What was the main function? In this case, I was concept checking. In what moment I was checking the concept and how? My concept in this case are not the objects, because I'm not making a presentation of vocabulary.
It's the modal verbs, can and can't.
Can and can't. Entonces,
when asking if she can skate, if she can play the piano.
Exactly.
That was a part of concept checking.
Exactly. Entonces, the concept in this case is the use of can and can't. No skate, no piano, no yarn, no football. Because observe, my main name says that they may be able to describe things they are good at and not good at by using the modal verb can. I'm not saying that I'm going to introduce new vocabulary. Okay, entonces, in here, yes, the concept is can and can. Can for active activities because she is very active. And passive activities with can't because she cannot stay quiet. She cannot move only her hands. She needs to move all the body. Entonces, that is the concept. Yes. And what helps me to convey the meaning was the mimic I was making. Tilin, tilin, tilin. Neat. And play football. Goal. By using the mimic, but also The pictures help me to convey the meaning clearly. Okay? Yes? You agree or disagree?
Agree.
I see. No me den el avión nada más porque sí, ¿eh? Ok, very good. Luego, bueno, aquí. I was also checking the concept, if they understood the difference between can and can't. This relationship between good at or active movements for Lucy and quiet activities, the same for Lucy, okay? I'm not good at, can't. Good at, can, okay? Active, passive, yes, no. And also in here, the symbols can help me to convey the meaning too. And I'm explaining, no? I was explaining as well. And in the morning, they told me, ask you are praising all the time. Also, that is a function. Is the reason why I'm going to use the language. Remember that the function is the use, the intention. Entonces, my intention here was explaining, praising, and check the concept of can and can't, okay? Luego, when they were playing the Kahoot, pues my intention was to give instructions, no? To provide feedback. In what moment I was providing feedback? Or I didn't give feedback? For example, I was providing feedback when I said, a ver, Sebastián, pay attention. A ver, no me acuerdo con quién me acerqué. Anita, check. A ver, look carefully the pictures. ¿Dónde están los lentes? Wear them. Okay, pay attention. A ver, let's do this together. I'm guiding as well. And I'm also praising. Very good, guys. Excellent, fantastic. ¿No? All right. Luego, in here, when we complete the use, or the function of can and can't, I was eliciting, I was prompting, I was providing feedback, I was praising, in here, I was prompting because I give the first part of the sentence, and they need to complete, okay? Among other functions, and in the last one is to deliver instructions and provide feedback, because they were reading or repeating their sentences. Entonces, while they were reading or repeating their sentences, I correct, no? Someone said, I can playing, no? Creo que fue Sebastián. He said, I can't playing. That I said, remember Lucy, she can skate, 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 emphasizing what is wrong, and then he was able to recognize the mistake and fix it up. And also, pues, I provide the feedback in a written form in classroom, because when you receive, you can write a comment and you say, a ver, chuchis, pay attention. Remember that when I use can or can't, the verb in simple form, okay? No ing, okay? So please rewrite your sentence in the correct form. Entonces, I'm constantly providing feedback. Yes? Entonces, easy or difficult to recognize the functions of the language? Or more or less?
More or less.
Why more or less? What is not clear? Because for me, it's very important that you recognize exactly what the teacher is doing. Because surely you do it. This fact about the functions is, yes, the purpose, the reason why I use the language. Today we are going to analyze the functions for the students. Remember that in the class they are having communication. The main objective when I'm learning a new language is to establish communication with someone else. It can be written or it can be oral. I have this necessity. Remember when we saw L1 and L2, the differences, what was the main necessity for babies? To cover specific necessities, no? If they are cold, if they are hot, if they want to move, if they are if they are dirty, or if they just want to feel their mother or something like that. No, they have a necessity and they have to communicate in such a way that necessity. Because they don't know how to use proper language, they use these sounds or they cry. The ones who are mothers, we can say that the babies cry in different forms, ¿no? And you recognize, ay, ese niño tiene sueño, ay, ese niño tiene hambre, ay, ese niño ya está mojado, ¿no? Just because of the type and the way they are crying, no? You recognize, you are establishing this communication. The same happens in the classroom. We need to establish this communication in L2. So I have the necessity of making students perform and understand specific activities. I need you to understand. And what does the student need? The student needs to understand the teacher, to clarify questions, to know how to do in this Kahoot, for example. Otherwise, I'm going to feel very stressed and nervous and I won't enjoy the activity. It can be very attractive, no, to work in the iPad or in the tablet or in the phone with a Kahoot. But if I don't know what to do, I don't understand the texts, pues there's no communication and the communication is blocked. Entonces, all these activities, all these pues functions are in order to cover a necessity the students have, but also to transmit something. For example, let me turn off my camera so it runs faster. Okay. All right. Entonces, in here, for example, I have the necessity to give you instructions to let you know exactly what you need to do to solve this exercise. This exercise, I need you to do something because I need you to practice. Entonces, I know that my function or my intention in here is to deliver instructions. How I'm going to give this instruction? Short, precise, and clear. Huh? That I have several strategies to make them short, precise, clear, and specific and easy to get. Bueno, probably I can ask another student to repeat or something like that. Huh? Because my intention is that you know how to solve this exercise. That is a function. Narrating, pues it's not entertaining because I'm not cuentos. What I want you to do with this narrative is to imagine, to connect, to know the sequence, to learn the vocabulary, to know about the linking words, or to know about the verbs or the tenses, etc. When I'm eliciting, my intention is that you remember vocabulary and structures, information that you already know. And I want you to bring that knowledge over the present. Now, when I'm prompting, when I'm giving the clue or helping you to find the correct answer, what I want you to do probably is to realize where the mistake is, or for example, when I'm telling you, is there and you say text, that you recall something. How do I do? By giving you a piece of the answer and help you with these movements, facial expressions, or even drawings. Because my intention is for you to recall, to remember. Concept checking. My intention, my function in this case, the function of my language is for you to understand what the meaning of the word is and what is the meaning of the grammatical structure. In this case, is can and can't, no? Good at, not really good at, okay? Ability, no ability. So I'm using different sources, different strategies for you to know or understand the meaning. I'm giving you clues, I'm giving you things. That's why I'm guiding you with questions. Can you skate in the house? You cannot move. Can you skate in the park? Yes, because you have more space. Luego, convey the meaning. I'm going to check this concept, or I'm going to make sure that you are understanding the meaning, not just by giving you mimic or hints with mimic, or by using questions. I also use material, extra material that helps me to show you the meaning of this word. You can see, or you can listen, or you can touch, you can, no sé, taste or smell. I bring material that helps me to convey this meaning. And conveying this meaning, concept checking equals to full of the understanding. Also, I praise. I need you to tell you or to provide feedback and tell you, you are doing well, careful. no, regrésate, frío, frío, caliente, caliente. Ajá, so, good, a ver, pay attention. No te estoy diciendo, ay, no, qué bad. No, a ver, María, pay attention. A ver, let's do the following exercise, you and me together. Ajá. If I see that something is not working well, a ver, María, ¿dónde están los lentes? No, porque veo que te acercas mucho. Be careful with your eyes. Pues ya, a ver, what's the, and read all of them. You don't care about the time, but you can repeat for homework de Kahoot. Entonces, I'm providing this girl with self-confidence. I'm giving her not only, or no, I'm not telling her exactly what is wrong or what is right. The feedback is also provide this help, no, this guidance. Entonces, these are in general all the functions that the teacher can have in the classroom, among others, no? But mainly when I'm teaching, when I'm transmitting, and I'm not using L1, I need to use all these tools, all these instruments to make it clear. And in the same way, the students we create the environment, the classroom, the dynamic of the class creates also certain necessities. Do you remember that once I told you, es que we need to conflict our students, to set problems, to set challenges, ¿no? Como hacerlos sufrir in a good manner, in a positive way, but I need to create this necessity of using the language. Entonces, they are also going to have different functions, okay? Questions about the functions of the student, the teacher? Yes, no. No questions. Can or can't. Good at or not?
Teacher, one question. Phrasing is like repeat the instruction, repeat the questions with other words.
Questions with
You're right. Phrasing.
praising.
The slides.
Praising is like, excellent, very good, fantastic. Okay, Sebastian, careful, remember, okay? Silence, we said silence. Maria, where are the lentes? Where are the glasses? Okay, observe carefully. Don't worry, you can practice later, okay? I will help you. Excellent, very good, fantastic. That is
Thank
praising.
you. Thank you.
Entonces, I'm providing feedback, yes? All right, very good. No more questions? No? Sure? Sure, very sure? Okay. Now, we are going to talk about the functions of learners. In the same way, I need to give instructions, I need to explain, I need to prompt, I need to elicit, I need to, no sé, to give recommendations. What other functions does a teacher have? Because it's not only talking about the class, no, also sometimes my function, for example, me as a preschool and primary teacher, pues sometimes I need to call the attention, ¿no? A ver, tú, chiquistriquis, bájate de ahí, ¿no? Te vas a caer, mi amor, abajo, ¿no? That's my function. My intention is to take care of chiquistriquis, ¿no? And for example, in the primary, a ver, silence, we are in honors or we are in the civic ceremony. So listen, be respectful. In that case, I'm guiding, I'm providing this social guidance. Entonces, my functions are not limited only to the kind of language I need to use in the classroom. They are abroad. Remember, do you remember that lesson, first lesson in module 1, when we were analyzing students' necessities? First, we need to know exactly what they need. And my function in general, my intention should be to cover as much as I can all those necessities. Entonces, maybe to make it clearer, yo lo cambié, yo me la paso cambiando cosas. I would change functions for necessities. Necessities when communicating on necessities, when using them as when using the language. No sé si le falta una S. No sé, no estoy segura, pero I don't know. Sí, sí le falta una S. Okay? Excellent. Ahora, we are going to analyze these functions in the students. Okay? Entonces, by the end of this lesson, what you may be able to do is to relate, to match classroom language to everyday functions and situations, okay? How in different situations, students use language in different ways. How they communicate with you by using different forms. Remember that communication is not only speaking, can be also the attitude, the facial expressions, the mimic. Only by looking at someone, the eyes, they say they are the window of the soul, no? So you can see many, many things just by observing. So we need, in this class, we are going to see how important it is to observe as students, to pay attention to every single movement, expression they make, even to interpret their silence, because that would be a great feedback for us. They don't really need to give us the answer of an exercise or the solution for a crossword. No, sometimes the attitude can say more than what they can obtain as a result in an exercise. Okay? All right. Let's see. Let's recall. What are some of the things you have done during this course? You as students, what have you done? What activities have you done?
To attend the class, do
Attend the class,
homework,
do homework,
answer the mocks,
answer the mocks,
Participate.
Participate. What else?
Learn about methods and approaches.
I learn. Have you ever discussed about something? No discuss de pelearse, discuss así de que bla, 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 bla. No, pues yo digo, yo también digo.
when we
Between
talk-
us in the group.
Yes. Prefector.
When we talk about the dictionary, about the language in the dictionary, we discuss about it, I remember.
Yes, very good. Entonces, we have different, chispas, va a llevar. We have different necessities, no? You as students have had different necessities. since understanding the task, understanding the homeworks, to communicate about your, communicate or tell others about your experience, your thoughts, your opinions, and also when you ask, when you tell me, no, teacher, pues así como el profe Alberto, more or less, ¿no? O el profe Héctor que me dice, está tricky. Okay, entonces I know that probably you need extra exposure, or maybe I would need to explain by using other words. You have that necessity, and you use different words, or you have different attitudes to transmit that necessity. For example, what do you think I think when I throw a question and nobody answers? What do you think is the first thing that crosses my mind?
Maybe that we don't understand.
That you don't understand. Bueno, that is the second one, because the first one is chin, ya me desconecté, ¿no? That's the first idea. This chin que le apreté. Okay, but the second is the chispas. No, o sea, I will need to repeat it, no? Even sometimes I repeat it in Spanish, no? Because sometimes it's difficult, no? Or I don't know how to express them clearly. Okay, so I tried, my function there is try to solve or to cover that necessity you have in that moment. Okay, excellent. In here, I have different situations in which the students have different necessities. They have different necessities and they use the language in different forms. Aquí dijimos que function is equals to intention, ¿no? Or reason. What is my intention? Okay. For example, the learner comes into the classroom. Imagine, ¿no? El typical student. You are delivering your class, que sí, que no, que el present simple, que es past perfect, que no sé qué. And suddenly someone knocks the door. And you say, come in, and the door opens, and you see la carita ahí de que se asoma. And what does the student need? What is the necessity? Or the student doesn't need anything.
They need to ask for permission to enter the room.
They need, okay. But what is the necessity this student has? Lo mismo, pero más barato, profe Alberto. He has the necessity to
Come in.
to enter, no? Yes. Because maybe el prefecto o el no sé qué is looking at me and I need to be in my classroom. My necessity is to be integrated in my class, okay? To be part of my class or to enter in the classroom. Ahora, what is the function or what is the phrase or the thing that helps the student to express this necessity? O sea, no la que deberían. La typical phrase that they use when they get into your classroom when they are late.
May I come in?
Okay, do they say, may I come in? ¿Así
Yes.
dicen o dicen
May I
puedo
come
pasar?
in?
¿Sí? Okay, very good. Okay, excellent. Entonces, may I come in? Can I come in? Ajá, for example, I remember que me decían, ¿puedo pasar? Sorry, que sí puedo pasar. No, sorry. May I come in? Ajá. A lo mejor estaban jugando conmigo, ¿no? But yes, they know. Imagine that the student needs to leave the class. In here, we discovered in the morning that the student needs to leave the classroom. What would be the difference between leave the classroom and leave the class?
Maybe leave the classroom just for a moment. Maybe he's going to the
Mhm.
bathroom and leave the classes that they're going.
Ajá, exactly. For any reason, ¿no?
Yeah.
Entonces, the necessity to leave the class, what would be the necessity here? What do they need?
Go out.
Because
They need to go.
Go to the bathroom.
ajá, no, porque una cosa es the class y otra cosa es el classroom.
Okay.
They need to leave the class porque,
Maybe, I don't know, an emergency at home.
ajá, exactly. Mhm. There is an emergency, something happened. So they need to cover that necessity. What would be the function if they have the clear their minds to use a L2 in this situation? But what would be the function? Imagine your students, basic, intermediate, or advanced students. What would they say? For example, I have some teachers that almost in the middle of the class, they tell me, hi teacher, me tengo que ir because I have a class, ¿no? In this case, teacher, I need to leave because I have a class. I will check the recording at night. That is the function. I'm giving, in this case, they are giving a what?
A reason. Explain.
They are, if they are giving a reason, they are
Explain. Explaining.
explaining. In this case, for example, in here, they are asking que no se ve, for permission, no?
Mm.
That is the function. Yes?
Asking for permission is the function.
Because what I need to get into the classroom. And the function is ask for a permission, como pueda. In the case of the basic students, sometimes they do mimic like this, no? Puedo entrar because they don't know, and you say, may I come in? Yes, may I come in? No? Sometimes they need to cover that necessity by using mimic. For example, imagine they are playing ladders and snakes. What they need to do? They are playing in their teams. What do they need? when they are playing ladders and snakes. Can you minimize the screen? Así. Quieren que lo haga más chiquito. Ahí está. Es que lo hago así porque, híjole, si lo hago todo expandido, no veo el chat ni veo aquí las cosas estas, que no veo sus nombres. Ajá. For example, in here, pues I need to negotiate, híjole, no sé ver. Negotiate. I need to set the rules. Ajá, como estudiante, I need to tell you, no seas tramposo. It is not your turn. Ajá. I need to clarify, ask for help. Huh? What else I need to do when I'm playing these ladders and snakes with my coworker, with my partners?
Turn taking.
Ajá. Excellent. Very good. Ahora, what is the function or why do I need to do this? In here, I need to explain. In here, I need to ask for permission. What is the intention? Why is the reason? Because I need to do this. It's difficult, no? Sometimes to see the things and the activities from the perspective of the students. Think as if you were the student.
Maybe to have fun.
So for that reason, you need to negotiate, set the rules, clarify, and do all these things to have fun.
No necessarily.
Pues bueno, sí puede ser, because if everyone accomplishes and fulfills all the rules, pues I can have fun. And there won't be this discussion or there won't be fights. Entonces, probably to have fun. Depending. What else?
Follow instructions.
Follow instructions. Porque la teacher is looking at us, no? Supervising the activity, and I have a clear what. When she gave us the instructions for playing ladders and snakes, she told us that the what.
The aim, the objective, the
exactly.
aim.
Exactly. So we know that although we are having fun, we are doing something, and the teacher is observing and she's making notes. So I need to do the things correctly. So the game is going to be fun and I'm going to learn, no? The students tell the teacher they didn't do the homework. What do I need to do? Or what do I need Imagine that you are the student and you have the teacher. Well, no, you are the student and I am the teacher. And you didn't do the homework for today. And you need to explain to me. Why do you need to explain to me?
Maybe to
The reason-
apologize.
To what?
To apologize.
Okay, to apologize. Pues sí, sí te perdono, pero,
And the reason why?
ajá, to explain, ajá. Ujú. And also negotiate, ¿no?
Ajá.
Ay, teacher, fíjese que anoche, no sé, vino un ovni y me llevó y pues, I didn't have time to do the homework, please. One more day. Oh, I spent all the night grading my exams and I didn't have time, please. Entonces, in here, why I didn't do the homework, okay? And in here, I need to explain and probably negotiate. An extension. I didn't bring it today, but I will bring it tomorrow, okay? I need to go to rescue my turtle because it's raining and it's outside. Entonces, please think about students don't understand something and students need to know more about the spelling and pronunciation, okay? Think about the possible needs and functions while I go and rescue my turtle, please. Ready? Okay, entonces, my students need to tell me that they don't understand something. What do they need? Well, it's quite obvious. But what is the specific necessity? In one word. Ask for?
Another opportunity.
Maybe another
Clarification.
Excellent. Es que de por sí estoy cegueta, si luego así. Clarification. And maybe because I didn't understand something, I need another opportunity, ¿no? It was not my fault. Entonces, how can they tell me, how can they ask for clarification? What can they say?
Like, teacher, can you repeat
Exactly.
the
teacher.
question?
Exactly. Make questions.
Okay. Teacher, and I have a doubt, and in the previous one.
Mhm.
We said that apologizing and explaining it's a learner's need. But I thought since you said this one and I read it, I was thinking that the function was going to be apologizing here in the other one.
Ah, yes.
Yes. There. And I was like, is it correct?
So probably they need to apologize. How? Pues by giving an explanation, no? Or to,
Mhm.
no sé, give an excuse. That would be the function. How I'm going to give my excuse? Pues I'm going
Okay.
to explain what happened. Even they are going to narrate, no?
Okay, yes.
Yes.
Reading
Porque
why.
when I apologize, sorry, teacher, pero fíjese que yo iba llegando a mi casa y entonces llovió y entonces se me mojó la mochila y entonces todos los cuadernos se empaparon y ching, se
Okay.
borra la, ¿no? They are
Yes.
narrating a story of what happened. Entonces that is the function. What they are going to do, they are going to narrate. For example, in here, they are going to ask for permission to, by using, no sé, modal verbs of specific phrases. In
Mhm.
here, they are going to explain, they are going to give an excuse, they are going to narrate, they are going to make questions. Or they are going to make requests.
Yes. Maybe.
Ya, como que clear.
Yeah, it's better.
Okay, entonces, the students need to know more about the spelling and pronunciation of a word. What do they need? Teacher, I need you to provide practice. I need to practice more. I need you to explain. I need you to, reinforcement. Reinforcement. I need the teacher to explain once more. I need to listen. I need to practice. What are the students going to do? And even you can think about language without words. How can they let you know that they need more practice? Or that they are not understanding? By using facial expressions, ¿no? O sea, como cara de what?
Yes. In her faces, their faces.
On their faces. Así como de, O mispronouncing. Or they are going to ask for help. They are going to make some questions. The student is not sure about what page to look at. what they need to do. They need to get the information they need, no? To solve the exercise. I need to work, but I don't know what page. Entonces, what I'm going to do, normally, así, recall your students, what do they normally do? They start, ¿qué página dijo? ¿Qué página? A ver tú, ¿quién sabe quién? Look around. Ask classmates. And I don't know why they never ask the teacher. They ask hasta la pared, but they never ask the teacher. And you spot that person and you say, ¿qué pasó, tú, Felipe? Pues es que, como les decía en la mañana, ¿qué page, teacher? ¿Qué page? La page 27. Thank you. And you say what page, not qué page, okay?
Okay, that's true. They don't ask.
No, they never ask the teacher. They always ask someone else. I don't know why. And even us, when we are in meeting or something like that, instead of asking the person who is directing the meeting or whatever, the person who is in front, we don't ask them. ¿Qué dijo? Ay, quién sabe qué. So, I
Yes.
don't know.
Mhm.
Students check and compare their answers in pairs. What they need to do.
Peer
Well,
correction.
Ask each other. What else?
I said peer correction. I don't know if it applies.
Sí, correct. Peer correction. Ask each other. Peer correction. They need to confirm, ¿no? A ver si es cierto. ¿Qué escribiste? ¿No? To see if you wrote the same thing, ¿no? To confirm the information, peer correction, A ver, acá no, fíjate, yo lo escribí así. Ok. ¿No? All right. Ask each other, clarify. How they do it? By asking questions. Students are working in groups, what they need. Imagine that they have a project to develop. This project of making the video of 110 seconds. What do they need to do? What is the necessity in that group? Organize. What else? Yo imprimo. Yo investigo. Yo tengo, so I can bring. Negotiate. They need to clarify. They need to, ¿cómo se llama esto? Agree. Sometimes they need to disagree. They need to confirm. How they are going to do it? By discussing, exchanging ideas, changing ideas, explaining, offering, etc. The student needs to leave the classroom for a permission to answer the phone or whatever. I need to, for example, I need to ask for permission. I need to express.
Negotiate.
Ándele, muy bien, negotiate, no, in the morning, one of the teachers told me, she shared with us, she told us, es que, bueno, I don't remember exactly a lo mejor Miss Alberto and Miss Olga tell me, and remind me, but she said, es que the students didn't have enough time to do to finish the project. They needed to hand in the following hour. So they asked for permission to leave the room in order to finish the task, and pues I said yes, ¿no? Entonces in this case, pues they need to negotiate. ¿Sabes qué, teacher? O sea, I explain my situation, and we negotiate how I'm going to catch up, no? With you are helping me, but I need to also accomplish with the tasks from this class, no? How they are going to do it? By the same, they are going to narrate, they are going to back up, they are going to give excuses, they are going to promise, etc. When you are thinking about these functions, think about the language and the grammatical, probably the grammatical structures they need to use. For example, in here, pues they need to tell you the reason why they need to leave the classroom. They need to back up because, so, for this reason, etc. Give an excuse, no, es que, mire, teacher, es que this and this and that, because this and this and that, no? And promise, so, teacher, if you give us opportunity this time, I will bring the homework complete tomorrow, okay? A student needs to know the translation of a word. This student needs to know the meaning, needs to solve an exercise, needs to understand, needs to clarify, and how? By asking questions.
Maybe by inferring with the context
Mm-hmm.
or by using the dictionary.
And how they are going to use the language? Inferring, and if they infer, they need to confirm, no? Yes. Entonces, en esta sería confirm, ¿sería un need o sería una function? Also, inferring is a need or is a function?
No, I think that is a need.
Ajá, porque even we say they need, ¿no?
Yeah.
Exactly, muy bien. Excellent. Ajá. This is what they are going to do to cover that necessity. Because they are going to ask questions, no? They are going to give reasons. Mhm. They are going to explain what they need. Entonces, this is the secret. What I need to solve this problem, to solve this situation in the classroom. What I need to do? Pues I need to explain the teacher and make a compromise, find an answer, and for this, what I'm going to do? Pues negotiate, I'm going to explain, no? Then I'm going to make a promise. And then I'm going to, no sé, discuss maybe. Ay, teacher, no, pues es que mire, ¿qué sabe qué? Ajá. In a nice way, yes? Entonces, that's the difference between the learner needs and the functions, okay? The different situations the students may face in the class during the course, in the school, and how they are going to use the language, the vocabulary they know in order to sort out or to solve the problem. A more practical example. Imagine that I decide to go to the States as an immigrant. I tell you, no, pues today is the last class because I'm going to cross the river tomorrow. Okay, I cross the river and imagine that I don't, bueno, let's put tomorrow there's no class. No, bueno, sí. I'm going to migrate to Denmark or to Qatar. I don't speak the language. When I arrive to that country, when you arrive to that country, what is the first necessity I will have? Ya crucé el río. What I need to do?
Communicate.
Pero what for?
To find a job.
Antes de find a job.
Find home, food.
Antes de, something to eat or water, ¿no?
Drink.
Ya me crucé ahí el río, ya corrí por todo el desierto. What is the first, cuando ya llego ahí a la frontera, ya me crucé. What is the first necessity I have? Pues at least something to eat and something to drink, ¿no?
Yeah.
That is a necessity. Ahora, I have identified the necessity. What I'm going to do, I see a lot of people walking there. But I don't speak the language. It's not my language. What I need to do?
Negotiate, mimic, I don't know.
Probably mimic. Try to communicate, no? No, where something, water, ¿no? Pues sí, ¿no?
Yes.
Like Guten Tag, Ramón.
Entonces, I need to figure out, to find something in my brain that helps me to do something in order to cover or help me to solve this necessity. Probably these situations are very controlled. And for us, it's very obvious, ¿no? Pues van a jugar, ya han jugado muchas veces. Hay que no se hagan, ¿no? But remember that they are using a second language and they are immersed in the language. The only thing, one of the rules should be that we should speak English most of the time. From time to time, yes, it's valid, but they are not going to say, ay, ya te brincaste un juego. Oye, no hagas trampa, échame el dado. No, pues they will need to deal with this activity in English because that is the purpose of playing ladders and snakes that they practice in a ludic way. They have necessities because of the activities I'm promoting, I'm giving them. But also there are necessities that are out of our control. For example, this one, they need to leave the class because there is an emergency. And probably in that moment, pues they won't have the enough creativity or knowledge. They won't have the mind or the clear idea of speaking in English, no? They are going to, me tengo que ir porque atropellaron al ratón de mi coladera, ¿no? Y tengo que ir a ver qué le pasó. Entonces, how I'm going to identify these needs? These needs come from where? Or what would be, how can the teacher foresee and think about these needs the students may have during the class in order to provide help first to explain and transmit the correct necessity, correctly the necessity they have and how to solve the problem they have. In what part of my lesson plan I'm going to think about this?
Personal aims?
Because the personal aims are for the teacher. Probably the issue of delivering instruction.
Oh, I'm
and
so
doing...
sorry. Anticipated problems.
Exactly. Anticipated problems and solutions. So again, I would change the title. No problems. I would say possible students'
Anticipated
needs.
situations.
Possible needs and solutions, ¿no? Como más positive.
Okay.
Entonces, I need to solve or to set or to transmit these needs. I need to give or provide the students with the enough vocabulary or repertoire to be able to do all these things so they can survive these activities. Okay? Entonces, I need to analyze and make a plan of how I'm going to help my student. But before I think of how I'm going to help my student, I'm going to think about and recognize the necessities. Entonces, think about your students. Choose a group. Visualize one of your groups and see their faces. Recall the last class you had with them. Everything they were doing, the way they were sitting down, what they were saying, how they were behaving, their body language, the facial expressions. And ask yourself, do I take enough time to observe my student? I know that pues we have a 50, no, como as a teacher told me, one day I have 50 minutes and the other 2 days I have 2 hours, no? And what I need to do is pues quickly with the content, no? Rápido, rápido, present simple, because the project and the exam is next week. And in this rush, do I observe my students? Yes or no? What do I see? Sometimes the number of the students is very large. And
Sometimes we don't even know all their names, teacher, because there are a lot.
okay.
I think that most of the time are, well, the cases that are maybe very, how can I say, I don't know to say very big or something. For example, in the case, no, in my case, when there is a student that can see well, I detected that because I see, no, the face, but it's because there are things that are, I think, that clear, no, to see, but not things that are like in detail or, yes, I think.
And sometimes, for example, they have problems which are not like very visible. No, for example, I remember that I had a very large group in this school. And I had a little girl when I feel like very guilty when I remember this case. And this girl, but she was very low in grades. No, I had 80 students, no, 2 groups, 80 students. And I had the pressure because the son of one of the president at that time was in that group. Entonces, pues I had the pressure from the principal's office and the coordinator y la madre, la monja who were helping us with some situations in the classroom. O sea, there were a lot of people, authorities from the school that were very, very, they were checking every single detail about the group. But the number of students was very, very large. They were second graders. And I had this pressure, that I had this president's son in my class. So I remember this little girl, and she was very low. And I remember that because for me it was easier to check 4 teams of 10 children rather than very large rows, ¿no? Entonces, pues because of something, she was at the very back of the classroom, así, pero así al fondo, fondo, ¿no? And I was working like this because there was a lot of work. I was the 5th teacher in the school year they had, so they were really behind. No, it was a mess. And I remember that on Teacher's Day, there was a tradition in the school that they invited teachers. For me, it was very weird. No, they invited teachers to have a coffee instead of así como de giving you gifts. They had the tradition of el café con las teachers, ¿no? El café con las maestras. Entonces, they organized a coffee party or a tea party in one of the houses, and all the moms were there, and they prepared coffee and cookies y la la la, le le le, shululu, ¿no? Entonces I was there, and one of the mothers, the mother of this girl, said, ah, no, pues es que I remember the name, Maria. Maria was born with this hearing problem. We didn't notice it until she was no sé cuántos years old. And with therapy, blah, 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 I felt really, really bad. Because she was slow, not because she was lazy or she was not paying attention. The problem was that she couldn't hear properly. And I sent her at the very, así, at the bottom of the lake, así hasta abajo, hasta atrás. So I felt really, really bad, but I didn't know. And nobody from all the authorities who were very pendant and checking on every single aspect of the class, nobody told me that this girl had this problem. So she had a necessity, but she was very young. Because we can say, the girl, why she didn't tell me anything? It's not her responsibility. It's the adult's responsibility, and also the mom, no? I don't know what the problem was with the mom, but probably if she were my daughter, I would have asked for an appointment with a new teacher and let her know, I just wanted to tell you that Maria is going through this and this and this and that. She's very normal, but I just want to ask you, I just wanted to make sure that you knew about the situation and ask for your help, no? If you can seat Maria in the front so she can see you. She can hear because she didn't use an ad or something like that, but she couldn't listen very well. She had a condition, no? Entonces, pues it was not very noticeable. And the fact is that I didn't take my time to observe my student, and it was a little girl. Entonces, since then, I promised that I would be observing all the students. I've been lucky because I used to work in private schools. Entonces there, in some cases, when I'm not like in this very fancy school, which were 40 chamacos in one classroom, but there are some other schools where you only have 9, 10, 15, 20 students, and it's easier for me or for the teachers to spot. Or sometimes we just by observing them outside the classroom, we can spot problems they may have. Remember this pyramid, learning pyramid, is the emotional side, the physiological side, and the academic or the intellectual side. I have 3 dimensions in the pyramid. Entonces, if I don't cover one of these 3, the learning process is incomplete and is not taking place. Entonces, I need to be observing more than providing feedback and giving them advice. Probably is to be aware if I need to do something, no? If I need to adapt something. In this case, when I was talking about a physical situation, but what about if they have any of these problems, no? This one about the homework, they didn't do the homework. What is the first thing we do? Pues why you didn't do the homework, pero es que it's always the same, y que te pasa, y te voy a bajar 350 puntos, y que no, it's too much, and I have given you a lot of opportunities, y blah, 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 blah. And before you apologize and you explain for the 2000th time what happened to your homework, what I need to observe, is everything okay? What is going on? Why you are not doing the homework? Do you have problems with the other classes or even as other teachers? Oye, Nemesio te está entregando tareas, no, sí que no. Because probably there is an extra problem. Entonces I need to adapt. I need to know how to integrate that student in the dynamic. So also that would be very motivating and moving for the students, because probably you are the only one who has noticed that even at the level you are teaching. Although they are in university, some of them are not adults yet. And remember, legally, although they obtain their INE when they are 18 years old, legally, internationally, until you get 21 years old, you are considered as a child, because it's 18, 19, y 20. Entonces, 18 and 19 todavía son teens. They are children. Entonces, we have this responsibility of checking what is going on and not falling into or committing an omission. So it's better to cover the 3 dimensions of our students. Entonces, yes, from time to time, as Miss Olivia says, sometimes it's difficult to observe them because there are so many people and we don't know the name. And what would happen, for example, if you make an effort and you call by his name to that student who always sits at the very back of the classroom. That you say, a ver, Roberto, okay, excellent, Roberto. How do you think he would feel? Because he's used to be transparent in the classroom, no? And he's going to feel important. And what we are promoting or trying to promote by covering these learners' needs is motivation, no? That they use practically, they are interested, that they learn properly the language to communicate. Otherwise, we are just wasting time and wasting our voice and resources and everything. Okay, entonces it's very, very important to notice that. Okay, entonces that would be a good opportunity to reflect about what we noticed. What are the difficult things? What are the necessities? Probably they just know how to ask for permission to go to the bathroom, and they don't know how to solve these problems. Maybe because in the last course, well, it was not important. But in here, I'm going to give them the tools they need to communicate, because that's the main reason why they are learning or they are asking, they are asked to learn a second language, okay? So not only vocabulary, not only words, not only structures are used by the students to communicate. I can notice, so they can transmit boredom, not understanding or misunderstanding, pointing, showing surprise, excitement, understanding, and confusion by doing mimic, pointing like this, showing surprise like wow, o así como diciendo, just looking at their partner, no? Understanding, probably nodding, their head, confusion when they are like suffering and they are just leafing over the notebook, not trying to find the solution, not understanding, because when they are even quiet, not saying anything, and you just staring at you like, híjole, I wish I were dead, no? Entonces, we need to observe and interpret more than listening, observe, okay? We have this situation. They need to act and react in different situations. In these different situations, they have a necessity. To cover this necessity, they need language of functions. I have observed, I know that even without saying anything, even without pronouncing anything, they are transmitting something. Now the question is, how can we help our students? What are the correct strategies to enhance, to motivate, to help students to solve these situations and problems they have? Remember, or imagine that they are those immigrants that they go to somewhere else, and the first need they have is find something to eat, how they are going to ask for food, how they are going to ask for something to drink. Entonces, how can I do to help my student? Entonces, that's what you are going to think during the break. So I will see you in 10 minutes, okay? No questions? No traumas?
No question, just traumas.
Okay. We are going to have a group therapy, don't worry. Okay, I will see you in 10
For
minutes.
teachers,
Oh,
especially for English.
hilarious.
Sorry?
That was
For
hilarious.
teachers.
I couldn't help but laugh. No question, just some traumas.
Mhm.
Yes, it's because sometimes we are very immersed. No, Karen, si les contara lo que acabo de leer, no, bueno, ahorita se los comparto.
Tell us, teacher, tell us. We like the chisme, dijo uno de los teachers.
No, es que I was doing my
have-
homework for the university, and we are working with social emotional aspects from the students, no? And I was reading an article. I'm going to share the article with you. And it said that sometimes, well, nowadays, this social emotional part is very important for the students, no? And all the governments and all the schools are promoting this social emotional part, no? And one of the paragraphs said, and although the teachers attend a lot of diplomas, take courses, read books, they attend conferences and so on, they are not able to apply these social emotional aspects or details or strategies in themselves. They are always trying to apply those theories in the students, but they never pay attention to them, to themselves, we teachers. And probably in here, what the area of opportunity we have is this ability of observing and reflecting, o sea, see the other side of the mirror and say, what I'm not doing. So the students are not advancing, they are not learning, they are not developing this and this and that. But it's not like yo soy la culpable de todo lo que, no, no, no. Is to say, okay, I have discovered this problem, what I'm going to do. What are the strategies? How can I help my students? Entonces, that is what we are going to analyze after the break. Entonces, no traumas at all.
No problem.
Okay? Excellent. 10 minutes, enjoy, dance.
Teacher, you too.
Bye.
Okay, so let's continue because we don't have much time. Okay, so I hope you relaxed and recovered from this the traumatizing experience I told you. So I share with you my experience so you don't repeat the same mistake anymore. All right, entonces, pues I was talking with a group of teachers. I was exposing, or we were discussing about these pues necessities some students have. And how we can help them in order to acquire the enough number of functions and a language to survive these problems, how to sort them out. And some ideas the teachers gave me were making posters with some expressions or questions or phrases they may use in different situations. Luego another teacher told me that probably is good when they are facing the problem immediately to give them the answer. To say, but you say like this, or you can say like that. A ver, listen, this and this and this and that, no? To solve, to sort any of these situations, no? Just for example, if they are working in groups, pues I'm monitoring, and if I discover that they are having problems with a specific phrase or something, pues I give them immediately the answer, no? Yeah, they use it, yeah, solve the problem. Luego, another teacher told me that probably a good idea would be to make a list or a glossary with these possible or useful phrases and questions. So they can have them in sort of a booklet, so they can concentrate all their phrases, words, etc. in a booklet. Entonces, when they need to ask for something or whatever, as if you were a tourist, because you look into your booklet and you find the correct phrase. And another teacher told me that it's better, but no, not help. It's better to let them free as bunnies in the forest or butterflies in the air. So according to your teachers, according to your students, according to the necessities they have, what do you think it would work best? Remember that there are no correct or incorrect ideas. There are no good or bad ideas. You can choose one or two, and then we are going to analyze them closely, okay? Entonces, how can I help my students with these functions? Pues I have these 4 possibilities. Which one do you think would work better or best in your class? For example, a poster You are not permanently in the same classroom. You don't receive all your groups in the same classroom, right? Entonces, the problem would be that you need to take with you the posters everywhere you go. And if you don't have a car to be moving from home to school and from school to the other school and so on, because it would be like kind of messy, no? I don't know if you have a place where to keep all those posters, or even if you can, if you cannot, well, maybe you can leave the posters pasted around the classroom, but I think that you are not, well, according to what I was told in the morning, you are not allowed to paste anything on the walls. Entonces, do you consider that in your situation, posters would be a good idea?
Not really.
No, because imagine for all these situations, imagine how many posters I need to make. O sea, the classroom would be así, full of posters. Entonces, pues definitely the poster, the advantage can be, pues, that they can visualize it constantly. They can be checking on the poster, but I need to paste it and unpaste it, paste it and unpaste it. And also it's time, no? To give the language or to help them with the phrase or the vocabulary or the whatever they need in that precise moment. How do you say cosito para poner encima del cuadrito del snakes and ladders? No sé cómo se dice, not, ¿cómo se dice? Sí, no. El punche que ponen ahí. El frijolito del... It has a special name, but I don't remember.
The first group, I'm gonna tell an anecdote. The first group I taught in Tecnológico, I used to do that provide the language when they need it. But then I was like, no, that's not helpful because every time they're gonna ask me to provide the answer. So then I have been working with them. This is my third semester. In the second one, I decided, and I do this, I think the second week of the semester. I dedicate a lesson to explain to them these possible situations that may happen during the class, during the semester, and give them the question to ask for permission to go out, many different situations, and make a glossary. I mean, I give the class and they make the glossary while I'm doing the class, while I'm teaching, and then I most of the time use PowerPoint presentations. I really like to do that. That has worked for me. So I set an image with visual and then with the question or the possible situation. And at the back of the notebook, they have a glossary. And this list goes over there in that side of their notebooks, I'm sorry. Because even though they're in college, I always ask them to have a notebook for the class and a notebook just for the class. And I'm kind of a person that is always taking out some you should see my notebook. So I try my students to use that as a tool, make notes. So you're just not sitting there and listening to the class. You just write. Maybe you don't have to write at all, but at least what you get out of the topic. And at the end of the unit or at the end of the module, I ask them for those notes and I check them. Okay, now you have I don't know, because I take that as a rubric, and I say, okay, this is your grade for your notes. for this unit. And that's a way for me to help in their evaluation. So I make all the working class count.
Okay, that's a good idea. And well, in this case, for example, if you notice, it's just an observation, okay? It's good because I would do the same. I mean, it's discipline, no? And yes, although they are in college, when I have never taught in college, and I hope I will never, pues they need to have this discipline of organization, no?
Yes.
But for example, you said, it's because it's the way I do my notes. You should look at my notebook because I write everything.
Yes, I do.
Entonces, what is going on there?
I try not to do it because of me, or not because that works for me. If not to see it as a tool for them. Go look at the notes. I do it because to me it's a need in my case. But with my students, I don't ask them to write it all, but I take it into account. Okay.
Okay.
See what you did during this module. And then I check notebooks. And well, some exercises, yes, they're supposed to be written there because that's the instruction. But all the other things that they do in the class, let's say that it's like extra points.
Okay.
Probably
very
that they
good.
can use in their test.
Exactly. Yes. And remember, no, what we said, normally we tend to plan and to promote the activities based on the learning style we have, no?
Yes,
Entonces, it works for you, and you
but not
strongly
necessarily
believe that
for
it
all.
works for everyone.
And it doesn't. Yes. And I'm noticing
So-
that because I have students that they don't like writing. And I say, okay, don't write at all. But at least you should have in your notebooks what I asked for, because there are some exercises that are written. Okay, but then the rest, if you do it, that is help for you. Maybe you can use it. As I said, I ask them, I give them options. Like, do you want to use those points in your test or in your, or for example, we're asked for the students to do a final project. I say, okay, whether you can use it in your exam or in your tests. I'm sorry, or in your project. And they like that. And I think that is a way of helping them also developing other skills.
Exactly. Yes, very good. Excellent. So see, if it works for you and for your students, pues keep on going like that. Okay. And yes, we tend to be this kind of selfish, no? Just see, as we said before, we just see the panorama, or we see the activities from this side of the classroom, but we don't see the other side. And this glossary, yes, it's okay. Probably it works for you because you have this necessity of having everything written, no? But for example, imagine that you propose, no sé, that you check the homework, no? The situation is check the homework. And the necessity they have is to compare answers and correct, okay? Are they going to open or to look in the glossary for the correct phrase to compare and check? O sea, it's good to have it there. O sea, no te estoy diciendo que está mal, but let's see how practical it is. How can I, because they write, pues yo lo apunté. Sí, aquí está. Ese día no apunté, chispas. Y el otro día no vine y no apunté y tengo como 5 hojas en blanco. Ay, bueno, luego se lo pido a Pepe. and they are in the middle of an activity, no, espérate. And they take the glossary. Okay, it's good, but what comes after making the glossary? Do you do something else with the glossary?
With that specific topic, no, it's just for them to go look for it when they need it, because that is for, I call it classroom vocabulary, and I don't remember the name right now, but like possible situations, like for example, can I go to the bathroom? Can I open the door? Can I go outside? Can I close the window? Can I turn on the lights? For those day-to-day useful phrases in the classroom.
Okay, very good. Entonces you teach them every day and they are supposed to be constantly using them.
Yes,
you
they
practice them.
confirm. Yes.
Okay, that is what I wanted to know. Okay. And what if no help? Que se hagan bolas. Que lo digan en español y ¿puedo prender la luz? Yes. ¿Puedo contestar? Yes, go ahead. So I'm not providing help at all. These some ideas have the advantages and disadvantages. Even not providing help can be useful because in such a way you are pushing them to use, remember this repertoire, this previous knowledge, or to use synonyms or try to explain in their own words what they need. Entonces they are recycling, they are reusing what they already have learned, okay? Entonces it's not so bad. I'm not being a witch at all with them, no? I'm just pushing them, asking them to try to say the same, but in other words, okay? Here are some key ideas, and then we are going to write the strategies. We have learners need a range of classroom language so that they can interact appropriately with each other. Depending on the interaction, the language can be formal or informal. I also need to make the difference between in what situations is appropriate to use this or that phrase or word. Learners need to know special words to be able to solve and take part into some activities in the classroom. So in order to integrate them, in order to interact, they need a special vocabulary. As part of our diagnostic, we should know what the functions of learners' language are. Because maybe the last course, it was not important. The teacher took seriously this part of no help, no help at all. But in this case, if I'm like Miss Olivia, who is very concerned and very disciplined, pues for me, in this case, it's going to be very useful. Entonces, I need to check. So based on this diagnostic, I'm going to decide if I do this or if I do that action, okay? Just to recall, in module 1, we saw the different learners' needs. That it's related to the age, to the stage of development, the gender, the level, the motivation they have, if their personal needs, the learning needs, and even with adults and college in your case, the professional goals. Entonces, I need to detect these necessities my students have, apart from the ones that they have here, so I can provide them with plenty of practice and plenty of vocabulary and phrases in order to cover those necessities. Imagine that your students are practicing in an office, and in the office they need to interact with people in English. So the kind of functions they are going to use in the classroom and in the office is different. So I need to be neutral. They need to know exactly in what moments they can use or they can express in this way, and in what other situations they can express in a different way. Entonces, ay, creo que ya les cerré. But I want to show you that I can detect from the very, very beginning, even when I'm planning, when I'm setting the aim, I can notice or I can detect very, very clearly what the possible needs my students will have in the class. For example, in this case with my aim, by the end of the lesson, students may be able to describe things that are good, to describe things they are good and not good at by using modal verb can, oral and written forms. Okay, this is my main aim. What could be the possible necessities my students will have? How will they need to communicate during the development of this aim or in order to achieve this aim? Recall all the activities I did. Because I detected the language functions for the teacher, no? Elicited, prompting, explaining, praising, providing feedback, conveying the meaning. But the students, what do? Are they passive, just receiving, or what's the role? I'm going to give you a clue. For example, maybe they will need to ask for clarification, no? Because they didn't understand the instructions, no? Another necessity that you may detect although I check the concept, although I use proper material to convey the meaning, although we were practicing with the Kahoot, although we gave all together came with the definition of can and can't, they didn't understand. So they need help to understand this difference between can and can't. Mhm. And maybe what they need also is, for example, in the Kahoot, for example, they need help to read all the sentences in the game. They have a very short period to. So if you analyze activity by activity, you can spot the necessities. Entonces, I need to plan, I need to foresee these necessities and plan something in order to help or solve the situation. For example, in this lesson, I thought that probably they may ask for clarification because they didn't understand what practical phrase can I provide them to use it in the classroom or in this part of the session. Probably I can say, can you repeat, please? If it is a British school, you can say, pardon, can you repeat once more? And for example, retaking the idea of Miss Olivia, what you can do as part, because you have already foreseen the problem. Entonces, when you are giving the instructions, probably on the board, you can have a special section where you provide the feedback. You say, okay, you write these two phrases, no, for this activity, okay? And you say, if you need me to repeat the instructions, you can use these two phrases. And little by little, you can adapt this dynamic into your classroom. Entonces, you can write all the phrases on the board, and they can be practicing over and over and over. They are visualizing, they see how the questions are structured, and they may choose which one they are going to use. Okay, that would be the solution I would try, no? But again, is just observing the students and say or decide according to the number of students, according to the situation, and according to the necessities, what kind of help I'm going to provide. Okay, but they need to learn and to improve these functions. Yes. Is part of the process. Yes. And they use the language in this situation because they need to cover or solve a necessity. That's the role of the students. Okay. Entonces, foresee, think, imagine, and call it instead of possible problems, or add them in the possible problems and solutions. And from time to time, take your time to observe the students, what's going on. Probably a little change may help them. And you can help more than the knowledge, you can help the students by motivating, no? And make the change the point of view they have about you. Okay. Entonces, pues, No, no, don't worry. I know that is difficult. But we need to observe and to take into account also this point of view from the student. Okay? All right. Questions, comments? Are you still traumatized or you are not? Y ya muchos se fueron al break y ya ni regresaron. O sea, ¿qué onda? No questions? No traumas? No, because now this will lead us to the following topic, which is detecting the mistakes my students have and detecting why. Sorry, why they are committing specific mistakes. And probably I can avoid these problems by planning from the very beginning the help or the assistance my students will need. Okay? All right. Comments? No comments.
Sorry, teacher, only a question. Yes, are we going to finish at 6? It's because today I have a class and I don't want
Yes.
to lose my class again.
No, don't worry. We are going to, yes, today we finish at 6.
Thank
Okay, a ver. Just to check, we answered A, this one, 3, teacher's language. Anna, Lucy, stop talking, yes.
Yes.
Luego this one, yes. Luego this one, okay. Language, language to learners seconds language with functions, okay? Entonces dice, for questions 20 to 26, match the examples of learners seconds language with the functions listed A to H. In here we have some functions: correcting, stating intention, predicting, complaining, expressing obligation, giving permission, warning, disagree, okay? And you have the situation. Entonces, I'm going to give you 6 minutes, and it's the only one we are going to solve. This one is going to be next week, okay, in class. Entonces, only this one, yes? 6 minutes.
From 20, right? Yes.
Yep.
Thank
No, 20 to 26.
26.
Ajá. Ready?
Yes.
Okay. Entonces, number 20. Learner one. I've got Friday written down here. That's right. We are supposed to hand it in by 12.
Letter
Letter
B.
E.
Uh-huh. E.
E.
E. Expressing obligation. Very good. Excellent. Letter E, expressing obligation. I've got ski for number 6. Have you got? Have you? Surely it can be if it comes after enjoy.
Eight,
H.
disagree.
Very good. Disagreeing. 22 is, do you think we've spelled everything correctly? I'm going to check in the dictionary this evening.
B.
Yeah, I
It's an
agree.
intention. Very good. I forgot to bring my homework in again. Oh, the teacher won't mind.
D,
C.
I'm sorry.
I
20,
3. Yes, it's letter C.
23.
Because they're predicting the teacher's attitude.
Uh-huh.
22.
The teacher won't mind.
Yeah.
Okay. We aren't allowed to go home until 4. That's such a silly rule.
Yeah, sorry, that was the complaining.
Complaining.
Mm-hmm.
So you are getting married next Friday, I hear. Actually, the Friday after.
A.
Exactly. That is correcting. Can I borrow your grammar book this evening? That's fine, but can you give it back to me tomorrow?
Yeah, giving permission.
F.
Exactly. Very good. F, permission. Okay. Excellent. All right. Nada más un pequeño aviso. I'm going to send you 3 pieces of writing, okay? And I'm going to upload the criteria the school used to grade those pieces of writing. I'm just going to give you the aspects. And you are going to read the 3 pieces of writing. They are high school pieces of writing. So you are going to decide from these 3, you are going to categorize them. Which one is the low, the intermediate, and the advanced or the capable one. We are going to see how well you provide feedback. And you detect the correct, the mistakes this student have. Okay? Yes? Entonces, for you to know exactly what to do. Anyway, I'm going to send the instructions in the classroom. Okay? Yes? Happy or not happy?
Yes.
I see. Ni tan convencidos. Okay, very good. So, I will see you on Tuesday. Any questions you have, please let me know. Rest, relax, and pues nothing. Just be checking on the chat so you can read the pieces of writing. Okay? Yes?
Yes,
All right.
only teacher, I have just a question. I don't know if you, in this moment, if you remember what are the pages that you have done in this mock. Is because remember that I didn't finish the classes, so I wanted to confirm what are the pages that I should do as a homework.
2, 3, 4, bueno, obviously 5, 6, 6 and 7. That's it. From 1 to 7. From 2 to 7 only.
Thank you very much.
Okay. All right. So I will see you on Tuesday. Have a beautiful weekend. Support the Mexican selection. Okay.
Yes,
Thank you
teacher.
very much.
you.
I'll see you on Tuesday. Goodbye. Nos pídanme.